Welcome back to Syncrets To Success, the podcast. My name is Fingaz, Dafingaz, and I am a music composer and producer. And this is day 5 of Syncrets To Success. Today, we're going to dive into the critical world of music metadata or metadata and licensing platforms. As composers, understanding the significance of accurate metadata and leveraging licensing platforms is key to increasing our chances of sync licensing success. So what exactly is music metadata, and why is it so crucial for sync licensing? Music metadata, I'll just say data moving forward, refers to the essential information that accompanies our composition. This includes the track title, composer information, genre, keywords, mood, instrumentation, PRO info, collaborators, and much more. Accurate and comprehensive metadata is the backbone of how music supervisors and agencies discover and evaluate potential music for sync placements. So let's break down the essential metadata elements. I don't know if I'm going to go back and forth between data and data, but you know what I'm saying. The track title first. This is the name of our composition. It should be clear, concise, and reflective of the mood or the theme music, or the theme of the music. So if you have a title, you're working on a theme park music, or maybe it's called Carousel Ride, or maybe it's called, maybe it's just called theme park, but something that can clearly identify what the mood is of the track, and it's clear and concise. And then you want to also include the composer information because it will credit you for the work and creativity. Some metadata platforms will allow you to put in your PRO info. If they don't, put it in there to make sure it's in there. They might have a notes or comment field where you can put information in. So you want to put that in there. You also want to put in the genre classification. So if it's pop, rock, ambient, or jazz, you can accurately categorize your music into those genres so that will help music supervisors identify suitable tracks for their projects. Keywords also allow for further refinement of search results, so you can use descriptive keywords that evoke emotions, settings, or themes that are associated with your music. If I can, I will include in the description here a list by the Nashville Songwriters Association that has very comprehensive list of metadata keywords that you can use in your metadata tagging platforms. So let's turn our attention to music licensing platforms. These platforms are digital marketplaces where composers like us can showcase our music to music supervisors, directors, agencies who are actively seeking sync placements. So these platforms streamline the process of discovering and licensing music for visual media. The great way to find sort of sync licensing platforms or sync libraries are to look up hashtag sync placement or hashtag sync or sync licensing on social media, and you start seeing people post about, hey, I just got this sync placement. Or even companies will start posting online, like a company will post, we just got this placement in this great show, and then you can start researching that company, figuring out how you can submit your music to them, make sure that your music aligns to the company, that the music that they're placing in the shows that they're working on, and things like that. When we upload our music to licensing platforms, we must optimize our metadata to increase discoverability. So if you add relevant, accurate information we talked about earlier, your composer information, your PRO information, the mood, the instrumentation, the key, and the BPM, because sometimes I get briefs that say, hey, we want a song that's in C minor, BPM 120. If you already have that in your metadata, you can just look up all your songs in your catalog that are BPM 120, and you can see if they work for the opportunity. So that will enhance your chances of those compositions being considered for sync placements. Take the time to craft compelling descriptions. Again, you can use things like ChatGPT, Bard, Perplexity, all these different AI platforms to help you write these descriptions. And then you want to include any unique selling points that make your music stand out. You want to embrace technology and utilize these licensing platforms to simplify rights management, license tracking. I use a platform called Disco. You might have heard about Disco, DISCO. I will include an affiliate link in the description of this episode as well. Disco is a platform that is preferred by most music supervisors and most libraries in the sync space. In fact, when I'm sending music out, I'm sending out Disco links, and I've heard personally from music supervisors who say they are more than likely to click an unsolicited link if it is a Disco link than they would if it was a SoundCloud or YouTube or other streaming platform link. So Disco is a great way. And the other thing is, when you use Disco, people already know in the sync licensing space, because Disco was created by music supervisors. So people know just by using Disco that you have some knowledge about sync licensing. So even just using a specific platform already gives you a leg up on the competition because you're using a platform like Disco. Again, I will include a link to Disco in the description here. Also, if you join my Facebook group, Syncrets To Success, the same name as this podcast, I have a great interview with Jay Ward, who is an executive at Disco, and we had a 1-hour chat discussing the Disco platform, and he showed some things on the back end, in addition to sharing some things that are in the pipeline for Disco coming soon. So embrace this technology to help us keep track of our work and manage our catalog. These platforms enable us to keep track of our sync licensing agreements as well. I like to add my agreements to Disco. So if I'm working on a project, I will create a project in Disco, a playlist for that project, and I'll upload the tracks. And then once everything's approved, I will upload the stems as zip files to Disco. And then I will upload the agreement to that same playlist so that everything's all in one sort of group together. So that can ensure that our music is used correctly and that we receive fair compensation for our work. As we continue to navigate the world of metadata and sync licensing platforms, we have to prioritize accuracy, professionalism, attention to detail, a well-organized and comprehensive approach to metadata that will set us on the path of being discovered and chosen for sync placements. The other thing about metadata, there are some platforms that don't use Disco, they use their own. So you just want to make sure that you're abiding by whatever guidelines they have set forth for their platform to accurately get your music into their catalog and tagged properly. So let's seize the power of music metadata and licensing platforms to amplify our presence in the sync licensing industry. Remember, the more efficiently our music can be discovered and licensed, the more opportunities await us. That will conclude day 5 of Syncrets To Success, your guide to mastering sync licensing. Tomorrow on day 6, we will delve into the art of pitching our music for sync and the strategies that make our pitches stand out to music supervisors and agencies. I am Marcus Fingaz, and I will see you on day 6. All right. Peace.